I'm Sari Earl. I'm president of the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival. We are thrilled to be part of Out on Film, one of our many partners in Atlanta. We have a fantastically diverse community of film watchers, and it is my pleasure to introduce three of the women who made the incredible movie Two, which I had the pleasure of watching recently. If you would each introduce yourselves for a minute and a little bit about yourselves, just to give the audience a sense of who you are and what you're about, please, if you would, maybe start with our amazing writer, director, and editor.
Hello, my name is Astar Elkayam. As you said, I wrote, directed, and edited the film Two. It's a very personal story, and I was inspired from the story of my life. Of course, my journey of becoming a mother was much more than what I showed in the film. But today I'm a proud mother of a beautiful, wonderful 2 years old child. I'm a filmmaker living in Israel. I was born in Eilat. It's the southest city in Israel. It's very, if you know Israel, it's a distant city, and for me, it's really a dream coming true of to participate in a festival like this, and that people can see the film and connect to it and connect to the story and to the message.
It was a fabulous message, very loving message. More, how did you feel about your part? How did you come to this? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so hi. So I'm an artist, and I've been very good friend of Astar for many years. We worked together before the film, and we stayed in really good contact. And then she told me that she's working on a script, and she sent it to me, and I really loved it. And she said, would you like to play Omer's part? And I said, of course. So we just started the journey together, and it was a really magical journey. Astar just decided to to move and to start working without waiting for funds, without waiting for anything. She was so full of drive and passion to make this happen. And she was like, we would rehearse and work on stuff with her mirrorless camera in her home, and everything was just really full of inspiration and love for making art and making this work and come to life. And then at the beginning of the process, we found Agam, which was an amazing moment. And I had the pleasure to play this role with her, and we had an amazing chemistry from the first moment.
We both fell in love with her at the first audition. And we waited for her for 2 months to come back from abroad, and then it was magical, really.
Well, the chemistry was palpable on screen. I mean, it was such a joy to watch you. There was so much love between you, and every expression of it. It was really beautiful. Agam, if you could share with us just a little bit about you and how you came to the project.
After those kind words, I'm blushing. It was a kind of a surprise out of nowhere. It was one of the best things that happened to me. I'm an actress. I did many projects in Israel. One of them also on HBO, Your Honor, that gets the reproduction in the US. And I didn't know where I'm getting into. And it was a fabulous journey of knowing nothing and just being. And Astar, she said, Al hachaim ve'al hamavet, you say in Hebrew. You are just doing it. Whatever will be. And we just, shot this film day by day, scene by scene. Some of the things just born from being together. And I don't know, it's like I've been to this fantasy and it's just finished and there's a movie. So it's like a dream. You don't remember exactly what happened. Who did you see? And
It sounds like you were like in an altered state. It's like you
it is. And it's also important to say that like a few years went by and there is the COVID and, the movie is ready and you don't feel it like physically because I'm not in Atlanta right now. I'm in my house in Tel Aviv. So it's still very, very magical and not regular process of making a film. It's like, it's my life. It's Astar's life. It's More's life. It's all very unique.
I get that. And we want you to come to Atlanta. So hopefully we'll all be in theaters again soon and we'll be together. Astar, you told us a little bit, this is very personal to you. And I understand that compulsion, this story must be told. You could tell that from your writing. It was beautiful. Is there anything in particular you want to share with the audience that actually happened to you, if you're comfortable?
I was inspired from the story of my ex and mine, our dream of starting a family together, and my yearning of becoming a mother and get pregnant. And it was funny because it was parallel, the making of, I made the film and wanted and tried to get pregnant at the same time, and it's still like it's like two babies.
I was thinking the same thing. How long did it take to do the film? How long were you shooting? How long did it take?
Both of them took 4 years, getting pregnant and making the film.
Wow.
And I think more than showing how hard this process can be. I always thought I'll travel, I'm an artist, I will live my life, and someday I will get pregnant. Everybody does that, and it's easy. And then it became like the mind-blowing thing I ever did and tried to do, because it's like physical and emotional, and it really shakes your world. The disappointments and the hopes and dreams that time and again crash in your face. And it's eventually I did it alone. Like I said, I could have made another film about the process of becoming a mother, but I think mainly I wanted to say that if you want to do something, especially as a woman, just do it. You want to become a mother, don't put your hopes in a partner or in another person to do it with you or for you. You want to make a film, go do a movie, write it. Things will happen. If you want it to happen, it will happen. And just to inspire women to create, just to
Can I interrupt
Yes, of
and
course.
say something?
להשמיע את הקול שלהם. Like
It's
to,
really I just realized that I just wanted to say that I just realized how similar this is. The process of you becoming a mother and you making this film, because you just said that in the end, you realize that you don't need to wait for anyone. And the beginning of making this film was, I hope it's okay that I'm telling this, but it's we had a conversation, Astar and I, and she told me, I realized that I can't wait for things. Like, I can't wait for funds in order to start creating. I can't sit at home and wait for other people to support my art. I need to just start making it and find friends or find whoever wants to be part of this process. I just need to move and to make and to create and to not wait for anyone. And this process was like that. She just started, and her energy just brought people like together, and people joined like on the way and hopped on this train, and it became something bigger and bigger and bigger. But it just started from her moving, and it was really great. And I just got a bit emotional when you said it, because I realized how similar it was.
Yeah, it was very clear. All of it was just so beautifully well intentioned. Like you could really see the characters, you could see what was happening. I loved the interaction between the two women, Agam and Moore. I had some questions. So one question was, how did you each feel about the end, about that last scene, which was a surprise? It wasn't a surprise about what Bar was doing, but I was surprised at the nature of her going from one to the next and having similar situations. How did you feel about that? What were your thoughts?
I hated it.
Me too.
I hated it. I believe in love. I believe in romance. I wanted them to be together. I said to Astar over and over again, no, I will not do it. You will find a way. They will be together. They will get pregnant. They will be the perfect family. You're a crazy woman. They are the best. There is no couple like this in the entire globes and galaxies. What the are you doing? I'm not playing it. But at the end, I understand that she explained it to me very well, that in life, things just happen not the way that you are expecting them to happen. People have different ways to see the same thing. And Baron Omer was not ready, I think, or something there in the process was, it's slowly just faded. Nothing really big happened, no catastrophe, not a big fight. Life.
More, are you a dancer?
Kind of. I've been dancing since I was a kid. Not really professionally, but I'm still dancing daily.
Excuse me. Wow. I love the scene where you were dancing for Bar.
I wanted to add that Moore also is the choreographer of the. I mean, everything you see there, she created it. I mean, there was no choreography. She did it by herself.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a genius. Genius.
Very impressive. Very impressive. One of the things that I found really interesting and telling, and this is a question for all three of you, was the use of language. Instead of insemination, we're going to talk sprouting. The importance of language to how to make the things we go through in life less sterile and more spiritual and more personal. Can you tell us a little bit, any of you, of how that hit you when you were either writing it or saying it?
It's really cool. It's a really cool question. No one ever asked it.
Yeah.
I wanted to add something about your last question to Agam, because one of the things I always say, and I said it also to Moore and Agam while we were shooting, is that eventually to live your life as a family or just to live your life, love is not enough. I mean, I also believe in love, like Agam and more and everyone. But sometimes it's not enough. And you see a lot of movies that, you know, it ends once they fall in love or once they decide to be together. But then life starts, and it it brings some kind of complicity, and I mean, you need more than love to stay together and to stay happy together. And no, I heard my child. The question you just asked, I think there is something very mechanical and cold, and like you really feel like a cow that they tell you in which dates to come and do, and they put the sperm inside you. You wait 5 minutes, you go, another woman comes. I mean, and it becomes איך אומרים סידורים באנגלית? כאילו, היה משפט
Yeah, like
כזה.
errands.
Yeah.
Like running errands.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it becomes like this, and it's really an emotional process, and you try to get your way, like to give, אני לא יודעת איך להגיד, כאילו לתת לזה מקום לרגשות האלה, to מור, תעזרי לי פה.
Yeah, okay. I think in like a heterosexual relationship, it's I mean, it's a really like emotional, physical thing, like this moment. And in a gay relationship, when you're trying to have a kid, it's not an intimate thing. Like it's a really weird process, and like you want to make it intimate and personal and emotional, and sometimes you can't, and it could be frustrating or confusing. Yeah, and I think those like that use of words is their way to like make it a bit more like funny or personal or
Agam
Yeah.
made it. I mean, you were amazing. Bar was so supportive and so loving and just not going to let Omer be upset and get deep into it. It was really well done. Way to be a really beautiful supporting partner. So I had another question about Yoni. That was an interesting little interlude with Yoni. How did you feel about that in the story?
I was just thinking about this because what I just said about like wanting this experience to be intimate. So when they got the chance to kind of make it an intimate and like personal experience, there was a man sitting in the living room and waiting, and it was like so weird. And so I think this scene symbolizes a lot of like what's going on for this couple, and it's like, yeah, it symbolizes a lot of what's going on for them in this process of trying to have a child. It's like it's just not easy and simple.
That was a very powerful scene in the bedroom when you called Yoni in and then Bar got upset. Can you tell us more of what was happening for the characters then?
I think that you said that Bal was very supportive, but because of her past and things that happening and again and again and again, you know, like a pattern, moving on from this relationship to this relationship, she was like waiting for something bad to happen. This is how I understood the character. She is like always in a protective situation. What can get wrong? So she's keeping everything, balanced. And at the moment something going down, she lost everything. And it's happening like this. Try to imagine you have something in your hand and you need to go like this. And then if the smallest push, you're crashed. So Yoni, even though it's like just coming, in very small points, he's so important because he's the symbol, like Mo said, of something that can shake your world and telling you that things will never be the same again. And it happens to you in real life, I think, to everyone, that you understand that what was will never be again. And this is the breaking point, I think, for Bob. Yeah.
Also the security that when two women are creating a family together, there's always like one biological mother. And in Bar's situation, not in real life, because in real life, Agam herself is a mother, and we both, our lives were like mixed with the script. She will tell about it later. Also, the character of Bar and her relationship with the inspiration for this character. But Yoni presents the biological father will always be the father of the baby, even if he's not raising the child or anything. And a mother can raise a child, and that's what happened to Bar. She was raising a child and then they broke up and she didn't see this child anymore. And it's something that for women and for a human being that is connected to a child is a very hard thing to go through. And what happened to Agam?
She will go back.
I'm here. Sorry.
So tell me more about Agam's personal journey within the story that you were referencing.
You want the short version or the long version?
Whatever version you're comfortable sharing.
I will just say that the inspiration for the character that I played became one of my best friends. We were so similar. We were doing like the same journey in life, in real life. And while Astar was trying to get pregnant, me and my partner also tried to get pregnant. And I am not the biological mother. I am married to a woman, so it's a little bit different. But through this whole process of making this film, two of my most important women in my life, which was Astar and my wife, were doing the same bizarre trip of getting pregnant from a sperm donor. Like, whoa! And I'm mixed with Bar character, and I'm also myself sometimes. And I was like, the life was mixed with the script, and also today it's like it will never be again the same, like I said before. So my life, the film, our two beautiful babies, Astar and mine. I think things happen differently also because of the film.
Helped shape your journey.
Don't you think like that, Astar? That thing change through the film?
Yeah, of course. I was once I finished the film, I remember I thought, too bad there wasn't such a film before I started the process because I was so naive and innocent when I started it. I didn't know what may happen, or even the technical stuff I didn't know. And I realized a lot of women that watching the film says it's really like that. You buy a sperm and I mean, not that it's an introductional film or something, but I remember I thought it would have helped me emotionally to see this film if I was before or during the journey I had. And I think that's what movies are for. I mean, to bring a slice of life that is really important and bring it out.
And take a moment from our lives to turn off the lights or go into a theater and just focus on someone else's journey so you can experience it differently. And that was really interesting and powerful. Was there anything to the fact that you kept changing the doctors? That was an interesting little funny piece. It doesn't have
Well,
to be.
you were the
wants
one
to
who
answer
was.
that? I don't mind answering, but
Yeah,
I feel like I'm talking
I,
all the time.
no, it's okay. I think it's for me, it's connected to what we said earlier about the like the technical experience of like trying to like get pregnant, because for the doctors and the staff at the hospital, it's like it's their job and they see so many women every day, and for each of those women, it's this moment is her whole life right now. But for the doctor, she's one of I don't know how many women that he sees on that day. And sometimes also the doctors change. And for the doctors, it doesn't matter. But for the woman who, and it happened to Astar, that she started a process with a certain doctor. And then at some point, she was told, okay, today you will be with another doctor. And so like, it's okay. But for her, it was a bit like, okay, but it's like a personal thing. And, every little change or decision was so powerful for her. And for the doctors or staff, it was like technical or
Clinical.
It happened a few times that they changed the doctor that did the simulation. Also, when you try for a few years, of course, things are changing. But for you, is like More said, it's a very personal. I mean, you imagine one thing, you already know your doctor, and suddenly they give you a call and say, okay, another doctor, and then you see another face, and he's between your legs, and it's like, you start to.
You're expecting the whole hospital crew and staff will stand with balloons and flower, and here is the bed that you will get pregnant in. And after the first time that we tried, we went outside the hospital and we were sure we are pregnant. We were like walking, and here's the butterfly, and the sun is shining, and boom, you're not pregnant. And again, and again, and again, and again. It's like, it's like a bad joke, really.
Well, and Moore had such telling moments. Can he warm that thing up? Why does it have to be so cold? Why? I mean, you really made us feel like you were feeling, like we were feeling what you were feeling, and that it was hard. It was hard. That came across. So, each of you, if you could just share, what was your favorite scene in the film? What spoke to you most?
Interesting. I'm not sure.
What do you think?
I'm not sure it's my favorite scene. It's a bit hard to say, like to pick one. But like the first scene that came to my head is a really short scene on the beach when I tell Agam, maybe we just don't do it. Like, what's wrong with just us being together and living our lives and like having fun? And then she grabs me and like puts me over her shoulder. And so I think there's something about this scene that's really powerful. Yeah, just the first one that came to my head.
It's a great scene. Agam, for you?
I think that in the film you see not more of the same, but you get to know Bar in a certain way. And there is a scene that she's dancing, the fertility dance.
Oh, yes.
To make the baby come. And it's another Bar. It's like she's all free. I was all like, and I remember it, how hard it was for me to set myself free and like dance and bless the boy or the girl or whatever. And I remember the moment between each take, everyone said, come, I want to say something. I want to say something. And then I just, okay, now I'm going to dance for this child. And it was really special for me because it was so symbolic to let everything out. So, yeah.
It was very powerful. And all I could think was, wow, I'm so impressed. She just let it all go. And it was great. It was
with
great.
her long arms.
Astar, did you have a favorite or meaningful or thoughtful?
It's like picking your favorite child. No, I don't have a favorite scene, but I really get excited every time I see it. I mean, I saw this film so many times, while editing and the online and everything. But there is one scene that I think everything is perfect. But the one scene I think I would have directed it differently.
Okay.
Because I was not yet a mother. As I said, I was during the process, and I got pregnant while I was editing. And after the last scene, when they see each other, and there's like this wave, and each of them is moving on to her life. You stay with Omer, and she's walking with her baby, and of course something happened to her when she saw Bar. But if I would have directed it now, I think of course it shaked her, but she's so in love with the baby. So I would have add like one or two in love looks to the Curben?
Oh, the stroller?
The
The stroller. The stroller.
Yes.
The wheels.
Yes.
I mean, of course, it was like a knife to the heart to see her ex-love of her life with Shaked, and she's pregnant, and it's like a shock. But her dream came true.
I got that. I got that from that scene. I felt it. I felt her.
Okay.
I felt her wholeness and her happiness with her present life. I felt that from that scene.
Okay, I'm so happy to hear that.
Oh yeah, and I was also really mad at Bar. I was really angry with you, but
Me?
always wished you
What did
well.
I do? I didn't do nothing.
You needed to stay with Omer. Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you for sharing your work with us. It was a wonderful film, beautifully done, with so much emotion and such an important story to share. A lot of people are going through this, and hopefully as you said, some people can get a better sense of where they fit within their own story from this. I want to thank you again. I really appreciate you being here, especially from Israel. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I hope that you will get a chance to maybe visit Out on Film in Atlanta or come for the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival, which is a fantastic experience here in Atlanta that we love. And we look forward to seeing much more of your work in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It's been a pleasure. You're a wonderful person to talk with.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. You made it easy. The film was so engaging. It was very, very easy. But anyway, thank you all. Jim,
Thank you.
are you good?